Welcome to the Feel Your Best Formula podcast. Are you over 40 and tired of struggling with your weight, dieting, and constantly feeling like you're starting over with nutrition and fitness? Do you wish you had more energy? Do you want to lose weight and finally keep it off for good? I'm Lil, a certified nutrition coach and former registered nurse. I too have been there, and at the age of 44, I decided I was done with fad diets and chasing a lower number on the scale. I was so tired of constantly starting over and wondering why I couldn't get lasting results. I became a nutrition coach and created the Feel Your Best formula for women who want to build muscle, lose fat, and keep it off for good. If you're ready to build a better relationship with food, the scale, and your body, let's build your formula for feeling your best. If you're new here, make sure to check the episode details for the link to my newbie starter guide. You'll receive an email straight to your inbox with everything you need to start building your Feel Your Best formula. I'm so glad you're here. Now let's dive into today's episode. Hello, welcome to the Feel Your Best Formula podcast. And today I am excited to dive into this topic because, yes, I'm going to be sharing with you 5 habits that I have added, or I guess you could say tweaked, changed in 2024 that I'm really excited about, that are making a huge impact on my day-to-day life. But it's not the specific habits that I want you to take away from today's episode because you don't have the same exact life as me, but more thinking of the process that I used to, number one, decide that I needed to either add in or change this habit. And number two, see how these small changes can have such a ripple effect in your overall health and wellness goals, because these are not all health and wellness types of habits. They're day-to-day life habits that then have a positive impact on my ability to get my workout in, my ability to have my activity level where I want it, things like that, and overall stress, anxiety, and mental burden that comes with running a household and running a business and being a parent. All of those things, you do not, you can't compartmentalize all the aspects of your life. Your life is a jigsaw puzzle of thousands of pieces that you have to put together every day. So creating systems and making things easier for yourself has a huge benefit to your ability to actually take care of yourself. So what I'm talking about here actually goes back to a philosophy in Japan called Kaizen, which is the philosophy that they developed to apply to their manufacturing process of cars and other items like electronics. And all it means is looking for small changes and improvements that you can make over time that lead to massive success and a really amazing outcome and a great product. And it's all about looking for the little things that are taking up time, taking up energy, not fitting quite right, and slowly over time, just developing something that is as close to perfect as you can get. And I love that idea because I feel the habits and routines in your day-to-day life, it is a dynamic process. For myself, being a mom, a wife, a business owner, my day-to-day life does not look exactly the same every day. It does not look exactly the same every month. And I need to be flexible and look at it as a dynamic process with moving parts that can be moved around and tweaked and changed and improved. And instead of trying to force things into my life that just aren't going to work for me, I look to make these small improvements that over time have just continued to, it is really, I just enjoy my life. I enjoy my life so much better. And people might say, oh, having systems and doing things the same all the time is really, really boring. I would say that living in chaos is really, really stressful. And I have been there. I grew up in a very chaotic environment where there was not planning, there was not routines, and a lot of things got forgotten and missed. And it was very stressful and created a lot of anxiety. And I've tried to move away from that and tried to become a more organized person. And it isn't something that has been easy for me. Chaos, way easier for me. Also, I hate it. It stresses me out. So I have to work really hard to create order, be organized. Habits, routines are the cure for that for me. And looking at these small things that add up over time. And I would say, if I was to think of the day-to-day level of enjoyment of my life, I am 100-fold more content on a day-to-day basis now than I was before I had systems and routines. So as I go through these 5 habits that, I've changed, I've added in, some of them as far back as October of 2023, and then some of them I just started within 2024. I started in January. But when I share exactly what these habits are, the specifics, the details of them may not apply to you, but think of the process and, maybe there's something in your life you can think to yourself, oh, there's something similar that I want to work on and I want to change. So I'm talking about the process here. Yes, I'm getting specific about the what, but it's more about the how. Okay. So the first thing, the first new habit of 2024 that I wanted to share, because honestly, it's been one of the most impactful things I've done in a very long time. And I did talk about this in my Instagram stories a couple weeks ago, and I got so many messages because it's about laundry. And literally all of us have to do laundry. And I'd been using the same system for a long time where I would just kind of try to do a load of laundry every day. And when I was doing my weekly review and reset, and that's one of my 4 essential habits and routines that I do every week, where on a Friday I sit down and I look back at the week and I just look at the things I did, things I accomplished, the things I didn't get done. And I also think about how I felt about certain things that I did. And I realized that somehow it popped in my head that every time I was walking past my mudroom, I just didn't feel good. I was stressed out. It was making me anxious. I was annoyed. I was distracted. Why? Because there was always laundry in my mudroom. Because my goal was always to do 1 load of laundry per day, there was always laundry in some form, either in the washer, usually in the dryer, sometimes in the basket after it had been cleaned and dried. And then the basket would move to the family room where I would fold laundry while watching a TV show or something. And then eventually the basket would make it up to my bedroom. It might sit there for a few days, and then eventually the things in there would get put away. But I just never felt like it was actually done. And it was stressful sometimes because you do tend to wear a lot of certain clothes repeatedly. And then I would end up with certain items of clothing and I couldn't be sure where it was. Is it in the dirty laundry basket? Is it in the washer? Is it in the dryer? Is it in the family room? Is it in the bedroom in the clean basket? It was just too many places that a specific item of clothing may or may not be. So I was watching YouTube. I like to watch cleaning videos on YouTube, and this woman was talking about how she changed her laundry system, and now she literally just does 1 load of laundry per week. And not one load of laundry, sorry, one day of laundry per week. And maybe that's what you already do and you're rolling your eyes and you're like, Lil, have you not figured this out yet? But for some reason, when I thought I was doing one load a day, I thought that was making things easier and, making it a smaller process. And the truth was, it is not. And doing all my laundry in one day, including sheets and towels, has just made life so much simpler. Now, I will say I don't do my children's laundry. I have not done my children's laundry in years. They are responsible for it. So I'm just doing the laundry for myself and my husband. And over time, I've realized, okay, I only create 2 baskets of laundry in a week between the two of us. And that includes the linens from a king size bed. We don't create as much laundry as I felt like I was when we were doing the old system, because the old system meant I never really caught up and never got to a point where everything was clean. So this has just been amazing. The reasons I didn't like my old system and it stressed me out was it always felt like something that I should be doing. And if you work from home, you know how difficult it can be where you're sitting there trying to do work and then it's like all these other household tasks are glaring at you, have a neon sign, do this, don't do work. And it just always felt like I should be doing something with laundry and then I would procrastinate it and it wouldn't get done. And it was this whole mess. And what's happening now is I no longer feel that way. I decided to do laundry. Depending how much laundry I have, I either do it on Wednesday or Thursday, wash everything, wash and dry everything. If I can, if my schedule allows, then I do my best to fold and put away, but there's no more stopping points. My laundry is either dirty in the laundry basket or it's that one day and everything's cleaned. And then the basket goes immediately back upstairs to my bedroom. I no longer sit in the family room and fold. I realize it's much quicker to just dump everything out on the bed, fold and put away as I go, instead of folding it downstairs, putting it back in the basket, and then going back upstairs and putting it away in the drawers. And that's just because of how my household is set up. You might be different, but I no longer go searching for items of clothing because I know it's either dirty or it's clean. There is sort of like no purgatory for my laundry anymore. It's either dirty or clean. There's no in between. And having everything cleaned once a week, I like to do it, like I said, on Thursdays. I'm going into the weekend knowing that all my clothes are clean. And no matter what my weekend activities are, I can choose pretty much from all of my clothing to decide what I wear, whether we're doing something active or just lounging around or going out and getting dressed up. I know that everything is going to be clean. And then it has a ripple effect on my morning routine where I just can go and do my workout. I no longer feel like on a daily basis I have to start a load of laundry, fold a load of laundry, throw a load of laundry in the dryer, because that was my life every single day trying to do that. And it was just constantly hanging over me, even when I knew like, okay, I should be going downstairs to do my workout. Again, the laundry situation was staring me in the face. I would often find myself distracted trying to do something with the laundry when I really should have been doing my workout. So I wanted to share that with you because you might not think that laundry impacts your workout schedule, but it might be. Or maybe it's the dishes for you. Maybe it's something else that you're just realizing you have something that is a constant in your life that's constantly stressing you out. So is there a better way that you can approach that? Okay, that was a bit of a longer discussion. So this next one is going to be quick and simple, but I started taking creatine consistently. If you don't know what creatine is, creatine monohydrate is a supplement that you can take that is shown to increase strength and improve athletic performance. It's a powder, you put it in a liquid, and I had kind of dabbled with it in the past. And I know back in the day when I didn't, when I was not a nutrition coach, and I didn't really understand it. I thought creatine was for like meatheads at the gym and steroid users and stuff like that. And actually, the truth is, creatine is one of the most well studied supplements. Everything about it is very positive. There's even suggestion that it has a positive effect on your cognitive abilities in addition to your physical performance. A lot of women avoid creatine, and I've seen, women trainers suggest that, oh, you don't want to take creatine because it's going to make the scale go up. Now, let's go back to what we talk about all the time in this podcast is being a grown-up when it comes to the scale, and understanding that not all change on the scale, most of the change that you see on the scale is actually not related to body fat. And what happens is creatine increases the water uptake in your muscles. So yes, you're holding on to more water, but it doesn't make you bloated. It doesn't make your stomach bloated. It's directly related to your lean muscle mass. So if you're worried about taking it because it's going to make the scale go up, just understand it's not causing you to gain body fat. It's literally just water. And yes, the scale did go up for me, but I knew that's why it was going up. And I don't look any different. I actually look better because it has improved my ability to get stronger. And I'm really, really happy that I'm taking it. So really, it was for me because I'd kind of dabbled in it, and other members of my household take it every day, but I kind of avoided it. And for me, it was just about creating a consistency because I had gone through spurts before where I had taken it for like a week or something, then I would forget to take it. Now you take it every single day. In the past, I had believed that you only took it on the days that you worked out, but the proper way to use it is to take the same exact dose every single day, whether or not you work out. And I've been taking it consistently, I think, since late December. And it does take some time, probably about a month to see results, but I love it. It's something I'm going to keep doing. It's super inexpensive. I bought a huge jug of it off of Amazon, and we're still working our way through it. It's really, really big, and I think it cost me like $30 or something. So it's not a big investment, and just something that, maybe you want to think about. But if you're serious about strength training, then it can be something that can really help you take things to the next level. You can't just take it and expect to build muscle. It has to be combined with proper training. And yeah, I'm really enjoying it. So creatine, it's new to me, but I'm going to stick with it. Everything I've seen from it has been positive. Okay, number 3, the new habit, or I don't know if you want to say investment or purchase, that ends up being a habit is getting a walking pad. We ordered ours at the end of October, and my husband was really skeptical and a little bit annoyed because he's like, I don't know why we need to buy this thing if it's just walking, we can walk. And I knew that the cold weather months were coming, and with my history of back issues and my broken ankle, the last thing I want to do is be out walking on an icy sidewalk and slip and fall. So I knew I wanted an easier way to maintain my activity level in the cold weather months. And guess what? We love it. My husband uses it just as much as me, if not more. And it has made it so easy and actually fun to get our steps in. Both of us, he'll go downstairs and put on ESPN or whatever it is. And I have a special show on Netflix that I've been working my way through that is a show that no one else wants to watch with me. And it's just my me time. And it's so easy to get those steps in and watch a TV show. I can even answer messages and emails on my phone while I'm walking. And it has seriously been the best investment. And one of my biggest takeaways from this is, we'd always resisted purchasing a large treadmill because they're bulky and, moving them and all that stuff. But now I know that if anything happens to the walking pad, we definitely would take that next step and buy a regular treadmill because my kids would love to run, but a walking pad doesn't go fast enough for running. And I have a feeling that it won't be too long before we're purchasing a full-blown treadmill. Seriously, America has an obesity problem. America has a sedentary problem. If you do not move enough during the day, get yourself a walking pad. You can find them for under $200. You can roll them up and put them under a bed, put them in a corner. It seriously could literally save your life. I mean, I'm not over exaggerating here. If you're not moving enough and it is causing you to gain excess body fat and have detrimental health benefits, then stop being sedentary, buy a walking pad. Okay, so coming in at number 4 and closely related to a walking pad is the fact that I have started making 5 to 10 minute warm-ups with my workouts non-negotiable. I used to rush through the 2-minute warm-up maybe that came with the programs that I used to do when I was doing like 30-minute workouts. And I would just kind of rush through the warm-ups and do the workout and want to have everything done in 30 minutes. Like, I hate to tell you, yes, you can absolutely do a 15-minute workout is better than none. A 20-minute workout is better than none. A 30-minute workout is better than none. But for me, I do have a good 45 minutes to 60 minutes that I can devote to warming up, doing a workout, getting some steps in, and just devoting that time to my physical fitness. As we get older, your joints, they start popping, creaking, like having all kinds of issues. Joints are the biggest issue for us as we age. And warming up properly before you do a strength training workout is really, really important and can really help prevent you getting an injury from not being properly warmed up. So I committed probably, late fall of 2023. I am doing a warm up before every single strength training workout. And I don't even think about it anymore because it's just non-negotiable, like I said. But let me tell you, it has had the best impact on how I feel. I don't feel stiff or have any issues. It really does have such a positive effect on your actual warm-up. And believe me, I know I used to be someone that skipped it because I thought I didn't have time. Even if you can't do a full 10 minutes, do 5 minutes. Like 5 minutes minimum, even if it's just walking around, doing some stretches. I do the Carolyn Gervin, her app, and she pairs a muscle group appropriate warm up with every workout. So if you're doing upper body, there's upper body warm up. If you're doing lower body, there's a lower body. If you're doing full body, then there's a full body warm up. But it just makes it really easy. Otherwise, you could just save a warm up. That's what I used to do, is I used to just save a warm up on YouTube and just hit that and do that for, I think it was 5 or 6 minutes long, and do that before my workouts. But just look on YouTube, free workout warm up, free lower body warm up, or whatever. And if you're not doing a proper warm up, then you could be asking for injury if you just dive right in and start going, all out with your workout. Okay, we're at number 5 and then we're done. I'll make sure to go through all 5 before we end to keep it fresh in your mind. But number 5 is the habit of using checklists with my daily routines. I had gotten out of the habit of using my checklists. I use the AnyList app, which is only available on iPhones. But it's just a checklist app and it's awesome and I love it, and it connects to my Alexa and I use it for my grocery list and everything. But I also use it for my morning routine and my evening routine. And I had gotten out of the habit of using it and just like trying to remember what I wanted to do for my morning routine and evening routine. But I realized I kind of kept missing things or feeling like I was missing something. And taking the 30 seconds to open up my AnyList app and check off the things that I had done and remind myself of the things that I needed to do, it lightens the load. It takes the actual strain or energy, the mental energy of trying to remember. It takes it off your plate. And this has been especially helpful as I've started using my morning and evening routines to get certain cleaning tasks off my plate for the day. So that instead of trying to schedule additional cleaning time in my day, I'm trying to fit everything into either my morning routine or my evening routine so that the rest of my day is devoted to work or family or friends. And that cleaning is not, I don't have to have a big chunk of time each day devoted to cleaning above and beyond what I'm doing in my morning routine and my evening routine. So adding those items to my checklist, some of them it's new to me, or I won't explain the whole system right now, but if I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be doing that day, I would forget it. And it's just so much easier to let your checklist do the work for you. For example, if you're not agreeing with me and you're thinking, oh, I can easily remember my morning routine without using a checklist, just think about when you go to the grocery store without your grocery list. Yeah, you might get some or most of the things you need, but have you ever remembered literally everything you need if you have not brought your list with you? I know the answer there is no. You've gotten home and then you're so annoyed at yourself thinking, oh my gosh, I should have brought my list. And you're going to have to go back to the store at some point because it's an ingredient that you need or, something that your family uses frequently, and you get frustrated with yourself. Well, it's the exact same with other parts of your body, not your body, your day-to-day life. It's the exact same thing where using a checklist allows you to stop relying on your brain and instead just use the system to take the mental load off your brain. I'll have to go into detail on another episode, but I've also started a new way of organizing my life and using a new system. And it's all about letting go of trying to remember these things and instead setting up systems that remember for you. And let me tell you, it means less things get forgotten. It means there's less confusion. It means that you're getting things done and you're moving quicker towards your goals. So I will do a totally separate episode on that. Okay, so let's review the 5 new habits that I talked about here. Number 1, doing all my laundry one day out of the week, starting to use creatine, starting to use a walking pad to make sure I'm getting my steps in, making sure I'm doing a warm-up before all my workouts, and getting back to basics with my routines and using a checklist just like I did in the beginning. And all of these things are, they're not all the same. They're slightly different aspects of my life. I'm talking about chores. I'm talking about, getting my steps in and fitness. And I'm talking about how I'm staying organized. And that's because all of these things work together to build your day-to-day life and either take away from your ability to get the things done that you say you want to do, or they make it easier for you to get the things done that you want to do. So when you're thinking and hopefully you're doing your weekly reset this week, ask yourself if you can use this Kaizen method to look at what are the very small things, the small habits, the small choices that you are making on a day-to-day decision or a week to week, and ask yourself, what can you change? Are there things you can eliminate? Are there things you can add in? It doesn't have to be anything big. And in fact, can you look at something really small that will have a big ripple effect? For example, the way you're doing your laundry, is it really working for you? Or are there changes that you could make? All right, that is it for today's episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed and you are not already subscribed to the podcast, make sure to hit that subscribe button so that you see a new episode pop up every week on Monday at 5 a.m. Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode of the Feel Your Best Formula podcast. If you haven't already, make sure to check the episode details for my new listener starter guide, and any additional resources mentioned in the episode can also be found in the show notes on my website. You can always find me on Instagram at Macros with Lil, and for more healthy lifestyle tips, recipes, and information on my one-to-one and group coaching services, make sure to check out my website. All the links can be found below. If you know someone else who is ready to start building their formula for feeling their best, please share the love and send them a link to the podcast. I hope you found today's episode helpful, and I'll see you back here next week for a brand new one.